Kara here with another Exos Heroes video, and in today's video I'm going to be breaking down core memory. I realized that it's something I talk about a lot in my videos, but I've never actually made a dedicated video to this subject. This is one of the most impactful things in the game, the hardest things to get, because it's all based on pulling fake core characters, which are very rare, but pulling multiple fake core characters and having the fusions for them. In my opinion, this is one of the better ways of handling a duplicate system, especially in a game like this where they don't really release characters that often. So you're going to be getting a ton of duplicates. I just come from games that duplicates are usually not handled at all or not handled well. I know it's controversial and ideally this wouldn't exist, but at the same time, I actually kind of like the interaction with your clan and with your friends, that it actually matters. So there's 3 tiers based on how many you have in the fusions. This is going to include your friends and your air squadron. The first tier is going to be fuse 1, and for each grouping of 3 characters, it's going to be like 1 fuse, and then you get 5%. If you have all 3 of these at least 3 fuse, then you get 15% stat boost. Obviously, this is a massive increase to your character stats. When you have 5, all 3 of each grouping at 5 fuse, then you'll get 30% stat increase. This is how you're going to get the biggest increases in all of your characters in this game. When you see these people with a ton of stats, they have a 30% increase on their core memory. There's just no way around it. So this is going to be one of the benefits of having a good air squadron. Also, ideally having friends that whaled out. But more realistically, this is about just finding friends that match what you have as well. For example, this is a friend of mine in real life. He kept pulling these guys. Then they came out with the core memory and it happened to include Bathory on it. Highly sought after for core memory. Him pulling this character over and over and it became kind of a running joke ended up being amazingly beneficial for him. So it makes it to where some of these characters that are complete trash, if you just keep pulling them, it's not the end of the world. Now, I know there's the argument of core memory shouldn't exist, period, and it wouldn't be an issue, but here we are. I don't like to think that way. It's just, how can we make the best of the situation that the game's presenting? Really, and then when it comes to building this up, my recommendation is just to stay diligent with the game. Be smart with your pulls. Eventually, you're going to get... These black fake cores will add up. I want to show where I'm at. Like, it's just slowly building up over time, even though it's obviously going to take forever, but eventually you're going to kind of get there. For example, Magi right here, close to 3. We got Iris at 3. Heckin's kind of getting there. Got Corgi to 5. I just happen to keep pulling them. So eventually you're going to get the 5 fuse. Over time, I got 3 fuses on these 2. Eventually that's going to be useful. So it's like I'm not relying on someone. I did a lot of pulls for FC Rachel. So eventually I'll have the 5 fuse here. I have 4 potentially. I ended up using them for Signature Force, but at the moment I have the main character and 4 ready for fusion, but I didn't have 5. If I had 5, if I pulled that 1 more, I would have just put all the Rachels possible into fusing them and go for that 5 fuse. It's just one of those things where it's a slow farm. It's unfortunate, but so it's definitely one of those things that's not going to happen overnight. But if you keep with it, if you get lucky, and also depending on how much you're actually spending in the game, eventually you're going to get a lot of these covered. I figured this would actually be pretty relevant for this video, and something I should probably focus on more to help the community out is that I have a section in my Discord here called Fake Core Memory, and just post what you have on here, and then we have a whole bunch of people that are looking to get core memory for each character, and hopefully you guys can work something out. Maybe it's like, hey, I got a +3, you got a +3, or I got a +5, you got a +5, or maybe people are just feeling generous, they have spots open. But I think this is going to be a really good way to maximize as much of this core memory as we have as possible, and hopefully it helps you out in the process too if you're actually contributing with your own core memory. Also, not entitled to it. It's all up to the people that are willing to do it. Usually the etiquette is a fair trade, whatever you're willing to agree with, but usually it's not, hey, I have a +5, oh, hook me up kind of thing. More like, hey, I have this, what do you got in exchange for that? Be sure to check that out if you're looking to bump up your core memory. And that's pretty much it when it comes to this concept in the game. It's a pretty straightforward concept, but it's definitely something you want to know that exists. Try to maximize as much of it as you can, because this is going to be one of the things that's here to stay, unfortunately, but going to be incredibly impactful for your account. With that, guys, you have a good one. Peace.